Hello everyone. Let's see here. I would like to go ahead and I would like to show you three different things that you can do in Onshape. Just some really cool things that you can do that just really adds another dimension to what you're making, adds some more interest, and you can do some more unique stuff with this. Okay, we're going to cover tangent, we're going to cover spline, we're going to cover revolve, and then we're going to cover fillet and chamfer. All right, so I'm going to call this chess piece 2. Or actually, we're going to do tangent first. So I'll call this one tangent. All right, so boom, right there. All right, cool. Let's see here, start out with a little hamburger thing, workspace units. In this case, we are going to go with millimeters. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do some sketching on this front right there. Okay, so I'm going to hit sketch. Now we got this guy here, so we know that we are in a sketch. I'm going to do 2 circles here. I want this first one, I want that to be 60 millimeters. I'm going to have my second circle. Now if you watch, if you look closely, that yellow line is coming right there. Now, that's a good thing. I'm going to have this second circle be 30 millimeters wide. And let's go ahead, let's make a good dimension between the center of these two. Let's make it even 100. Okay? Now, tangent. Tangent would be, say I have a shape that is kind of like an oval, but not really an oval. It has this curve right here, this curve right here of the circle, and it comes out here, and it comes out here, and everything inside is filled in. Okay, it's kind of like an oblong chain link. Okay, say we want to go ahead and make that. We need tangent to be able to do that. Now, remember from math class, tangent means touching in only one point. So, I think we're ready to go. I don't think I need anything else. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a line right there. And notice I made it way too long, longer than I need it, because we can go ahead and we can trim off what we don't need later on. I'm going to do another line right here. Boom. And I'll just go way out here. Boom. Hit escape to get rid of the little Klingon right there. Way longer than what we need it. But I want to make these lines tangent. I want this to touch the circle in only one spot. Okay? Up here we have our relationships that we can go ahead and put in. Right now it's coincident, but there's all these different relationships. You know, you can make 2 lines and make sure they're absolutely parallel. You can make sure circles are concentric right inside of each other. Make sure 2 things are perpendicular with each other. But in this case, we're going to use tangent. So I chose tangent as my relationship. Now I'm going to choose this line, and then I'm going to choose that line, and now it's touching in only one spot. If you zoomed in theory you could zoom in infinitely, and you're in only one spot. Okay? Same thing back here. Notice that tool there is blue, so we're doing a tangent relationship. I'm going to choose this guy and that guy right there. And now they're tangent. They're touching in only one spot. I'm going to go ahead here, right to there. That is tangent. And go here and there. Now that is tangent as well. You can see it just grayed in. That means that we just filled this thing in. Clean it up a little bit. I'm going to use my trim tool right here. Get rid of the few of these lines because we made it tangent. And you can see it's tangent right there. It's giving me dots where it's tangent. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. Just all the extras right there. Okay? And so basically we made exactly what we're looking for. Almost like a little oblong thing right there. Better charge the laptop. Little oblong thing right there. And we can go ahead now and we can extrude that thing. Let's extrude it up. It's saying 25 millimeters. Bam. And we have tangent all set. Tangent is ready to go. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Next thing I would like to show you, I'm just going to do a new object for this right here. Next thing I'd like to show you is how to do spline, revolve, and then we'll move into fillet and chamfer. Okay. Let's call this guy chest 2. Bam, right there. All right, cool. We're going to start out with a sketch. Oops, I should do the hamburger first. In this case, I do think I want to do it in inches. So we're going to leave this one inches right there. Look at straight on the front. Open up a sketch. Alrighty. Saying sketch plane, it doesn't know what to do, so I'll just click on front again. Now it says front right there. So now we know that we are sketching on the front. I'm going to grab my line tool. I'm going to make my chest piece 0.5 wide. Now, spline, I should explain this just a little bit. I'll use my pencil right here. Sorry. So revolve, excuse me, revolve is basically, if I have something that's like an axis, okay, I'm going to draw half of the structure. I'm going to draw the profile of whatever I want to make, and then I'm going to revolve it. I'm going to spin it around that central axis. Okay, that's basically what the revolve is. Okay, so I'm just setting up what I want. I'm going to hit escape here. My base, I made it a 1/2 inch, but once I revolve this, this is the profile. This is half of my chest piece type thing. Now, once I spin it around, it's going to be an inch wide. So remember, that will be an inch wide at the base. Okay, I'm going to put my vertical line here. This is going to end up being my axis. Okay, I'm going to spin everything around. Let's just make that 3 inches tall. Let's not, because it's hitting right there, let's just make it 2.5 inches tall. Just make that a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to put another line just coming up here, just a little bit. Let's make that also 0.5 inches. Okay, hit escape, boom. All right, now I'm going to use spline. Now, spline is really cool. I love spline. Spline is basically like it's a line with simple curves in it. It's a flowing line, and basically think of it being like a wire or a pipe cleaner or something like that. And wherever you click, that's like putting a pin into it. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. I'm going to come in a little bit. Right about there, looks good. And I clicked, so I just put kind of a pin in it. Now, as I come, you can see I can kind of bend this thing, and it makes it a nice smooth curve from where I have coming out. Okay, I'm going to come right about, no, I don't want to go there. Right about there. Okay, now if I kept going, I can bend it even more. I don't want to. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to go straight up from here, and I can see that I'm going straight up. You can see that yellow line there, okay? You can even see it's even showing when I'm at the same angle right there, parallel to that other line, but I'm going to go, in this case, I'm going to go straight up. It's not showing me when I'm even with the top, so I'm just going to go past the top, hit escape, do another line right here, going straight in horizontally. Click it, hit escape, and then let me zoom in a little bit up here. We're just going to go ahead and use my trim tool. I'm just going to trim that guy just to make it even up there. Okay? All right, so I was making, this is going to be a rook or something like that. Okay? All right, now I have my profile fully enclosed, no intersecting lines, and fully enclosed. That's exactly what I want. You can see it turned gray in the middle. That tells me we have something fully enclosed. All right. Now down here, I can go to my revolve tool. If I go ahead, click on revolve, it's already guessing, hey, this is what we want to revolve. So that's good. Faces the sketch one, we're going to revolve. Down here, though, it's red. It's saying revolve axis. it doesn't know what we want to revolve it around. So I clicked on that. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab this line right here that we made before, that 2.5 incher that we made. I'm going to go and click on that, and as soon as I click on it, you can see it spun that thing around. It took that profile, revolved it all the way around my axis, and we can see, yep, that's pretty good. That is what we are going for. Okay, so I kind of like that. That looks good, so I'm just going to go ahead, hit that green check, and we have just revolved it. I'm going to get rid of some of these planes. They're good to know where you are in space, but they kind of get in the way sometimes. Okay, all right, so we just went ahead and we revolved that thing right there. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to show you some fillet type stuff. To do that, just to set it up a little bit, I'm just going to make a larger circle on the bottom. We'll do a sketch right on there. Get a circle. Make it. I'm gonna make it this big. All right. Don't want to hit that. I want to extrude it. Alrighty. 1 inch is way too far. Let's go 1/2 inch. Boom, right there, and do a check. Okay. So I got a little base on there. Now, fillets. We can do a couple different fillets, and I want to show you chamfer as well. You can do a fillet on the outside or on the inside of a line. In other words, I hit fillet right there. A fillet is basically putting a nice round edge on something. And it doesn't have to be something round. It could be a cube or something like that. You can fillet those edges. Right now it's doing a 0.25 inch, a 1/4 inch fillet. So if I go ahead and hit that, then it rounds it out right there. Okay? Kind of don't like it right there. Don't want it, that'll make a wobbly base. So I'm actually going to fillet. I'll hit fillet. I'm going to fillet this inside. Now, what it's going to do, it filled it in. It's almost like a welding fillet right there. Okay? It just filled that in right there. That I definitely like. Boom. So we just made a nice rounded edge inside of there. Okay? Chamfer. I'll just show you chamfer. I don't know if I want to chamfer the bottom, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Chamfer is right here. It's exactly the same as a fillet. The only difference is it puts it at a 45-degree angle. So instead of a curve, it's going to do a 45-degree angle. You can see that. I don't like it, but I'm going to hit the green check anyway, just because, you know, I want you to be able to see what a chamfer is. Okay. All right. So let's see here. What I would like you guys to go ahead and do. You have a couple new figures to do, 8-5-6 and 8-5-8. Do those on Onshape. Go ahead and share it with me when you are done with both of those. You will definitely need tangent to be able to do them. Spline and revolve you really won't need. You could use it, but you really won't need it. You will need chamfer on one of those as well. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to get done, 8-5-6, 8-5-8. When you're done with those, check and make sure that you're done with all your figures. If you're not done with any of the Onshape figures, that's what I would do next. Go ahead and do the Onshape figures. Okay, now, if you're all set with all of those, then I want you guys to work on fast LED. Okay, go ahead and work on the fast LED. About half the class finished those, about half the class did not. Now, Fast LED is, the materials are all on Google Classroom, all my code is on Google Classroom, and really it's just taking my code and modifying it, okay? If you need to talk to Mr. Timmer about getting the Fast LED library into your Arduino, you can go ahead and do that, okay? All right. Then what I would like you to do, I think I have a nice little picture of the Taj Mahal here, okay? Then what I'd like you to do, and this is an optional thing, okay? This is if you have more time. Your first priority is 8-5-6 and 8-5-8. Second priority is doing any past assignments that you may have missed. And then the third thing I want you to do, and this is not homework, but make the Taj Mahal, all right? You know, just real quick. It took them decades to build it. I want you to make it in the rest.